Good morning, you guys. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's having a great morning. As you guys can see, I'm pretty much break even this morning. I will tell you guys ahead of time. We are doing some multipliers today because of renewals that are coming up. So the first account showing is 5 contracts per trade, and the last account that's showing is 2 contracts per trade. I am currently looking through my book because the first trade that I took that lost, I have a feeling that I know why. So yeah, I'm actually trying to go through right now to see if I can find what I'm looking for. And it's crazy because as I'm going through my notebook, I see that I have a page in here that I was looking at this exact same thing after basically not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And I even have a rule written down, but I never put it on my cheat sheet. Make it make sense. So, good morning, Nicola. So yeah, essentially the very first trade that I lost, if I go back to it, and I'm probably going to do this a couple of times because I want to show it at the beginning of the stream, but I also know that I have to wait for more people to come in at some point. Oh, I'm way past. Girl, where are you at? Hold, please. All right, so this is the trade that I just won right before I started the stream. It was setting up as I was about to start the stream, so I had to take the trade and say screw the stream at the moment. But this is the trade that I lost. And this zone wasn't here, so don't pay attention to that. But basically, this was a pullback to my minor level, but my minor level was weak. And I just have a hunch that I need the volume pattern to look a specific way. So I'm going through my journal right now so I can see all the examples that I have at the moment and kind of go from there. So I'm going to be looking through my journal for a minute. Shouldn't take me too much longer, but it's so crazy that after April 19th session, I literally was already writing this out. And I literally already have a rule written down on that page. Now, why I didn't translate that over to my cheat sheet and make it an official rule, don't ask me. I don't know. I haven't a clue, okay? I don't know. So I'm just gonna go through today, right now, and see if we can just go ahead and solidify that and go from there. All right. Like I don't know. I don't know what I was doing, because how did you already look over this and not? I mean, I literally already I already analyzed it and everything. So I'm so confused as to what the heck. I don't know. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that done right now. So it will be, good morning, Granny. So it'll be no question from here on out, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I feel really good going into this week. The only thing that I can say is that historically speaking, I was looking through because I was like, man, last week and the week, good morning, Amelia, how are you? So last week and the week of March 11th were like the best weeks of those particular months. And so my trading buddy yesterday reminded me that this was FOMC week. And I was like, I really don't have a problem with FOMC week. It tends to be my least profitable, not because I'm losing a lot. I know a lot of people don't like trading FOMC week because they feel like they lose a lot. For me, I just don't have as many setups because typically that Monday and Tuesday are just not very high volume, high volatility. I don't really have a lot of setups. But I promise y'all the week before is crazy. Last week was crazy. I told y'all, and I just couldn't capitalize off of it because I still didn't have my rules ready. But yeah, so I'm at the point where, hold on 1 second. Hold please. So yeah, I'm at the point where I'm gaining more and more confidence in my strategy. I feel pretty good about it. But right now, I'm just in shock that I already looked over this one thing that I think made me lose that first trade today. And I did not solidify the rule by putting it on my cheat sheet. I really don't know what I was doing. But I did have a little bit of things to review this weekend. Just a tad. Not much at all. Like this particular trade that's popping up right now. Actually went through and solidified some rules for that because I did not realize that they needed to be a little bit more specific than I had it. It was kind of generalized based on like, all right, the minor trend changed. If the entry bar reverses before like actually pulling back to my minor level, that takes different requirements than if it doesn't pull back to that level. So that was a thing that I didn't even honestly realize it was. So yeah, let's see. 304. So yeah, the numbers are going to be a little crazy this week. Just because I am multiplying the number of contracts. So the first account that's listed right now, that account renews on the 1st. So that's why I have a multiplier of 5 right now. Just, hey, let's just see what happens. Because realistically speaking, it needs to fail by tomorrow. So, but what I decided, because normally what I've been doing, because my strategy wasn't ready yet, normally what I would do is I would just trade with one contract like always, and then after the stream was over, I would just max contracts and purposely bomb the account. But instead I decided, you know what, let's just multiply the contracts by 5. Let's see what happens. If we can get enough good setups, especially with the setups that already have the rules solidified and I'm pretty confident in them. Will they lose sometimes? Yeah. But I just figured like maybe not so much to pass the account in time, but maybe I'll be able to at least get it back to like full drawdown, which before I preferred to just fail the account versus getting it back to full drawdown. But in this moment, I think I kind of feel confident enough to just get it back to full drawdown and trade the accounts. I don't know though. I don't know, so don't hold me to that. So we'll see. And then the last account that's showing right now, that account renews on Sunday. So because that's one of those, it needs to pass or fail by Friday, I went ahead and I multiplied the contracts by 2. So you're going to see more size than normal. And it's going to be very weird for me to see, but we got to do it. We just have to. Good morning, Rio. Yes, and non-foreign payroll is Friday. Yes. So we'll see how this week goes. Just know I don't have super high expectations. I'm gonna tell you guys what my focus is this week. My focus this week is taking every trade, because the sheer number of trades that I either genuinely miss or I'm like, and usually when I'm like, it's typically because I've missed out on so many trades that I'm just like, I haven't taken enough to where if this loses, it doesn't cover it. And I still was kind of iffy on certain rules. You know what I mean? So it was just like, I don't know. But taking every single trade is what my goal is. Win, lose, or draw, that is what I want to happen this week. If I do miss out on a few, cool. But I don't want there to be more trades that I sit out of or miss than there are trades that I take. And last week, that's what it was. But it's also because there was so many setups last week. So, but that's what my goal is for this week. That is what I care most about. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Oh, let me finish going through this. Let's see. I just can't believe I didn't solidify the rules, and I already went through this. Now it might come out that I'm cool to just have lost that trade. We're gonna see. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. This one does. And what I'm mainly focusing on is making sure that the ones that I'm looking at right now for that particular trade, it wasn't a weak pullback after a new session high or low, because those are different than if there's not a new session high or low. So yeah. All right, let's see. I think I got all of them. I'm still right now not really knowing how I want, if I want to take divergence trades off of the major support and resistance levels. At this point, I've solidified that I can take my regular pullbacks, but I don't know about divergence just yet. So we'll have to wait for that one. I will definitely have to wait. Let's see. This is 3, 6. 320 and 450. Oh, this one doesn't count. I already wrote that one in. All right. Good morning, Methodical. Yes, I lost one trade and then won the other 2, so I've only taken 3 trades. Right now I'm kind of looking through my trade journal because I have a feeling that I know why the first trade lost, and it's something that I literally was just looking at 10 days ago, but I have rules written out, but I didn't solidify it for whatever reason. Don't ask me, I don't know. So I'm just trying to see if that's going to be a thing or not, and I think it is, but we'll see. But yeah, so I'm just increasing size on 2 accounts because one renews Wednesday and one renews Sunday. So aside from that, I'm just still doing the regular stuff. Regular contract size. And now that I'm done looking through my journal, I can pull up your stream. You guys, Methodical is... Wait, are you streaming right now? Yes, Methodical is streaming right now. You guys can check him out. Support another fellow YouTuber. Oh, it looks like Nutty Bar's back. And this is why I'm so iffy about trading here. as far as divergence goes. Now, I would still do the same thing where I don't want to see a rotation over the divergence level like here. Here is fine. Now, let's see if, I want to see if this, nope. So this first sale wasn't valid. And even if it was, I would have broken even manually because as you can see, the zigzag changed, and I don't like seeing a zigzag change on a divergence trade. So, but so far, neither of the divergence trades that happened there would have been valid anyway. So, but I will start tracking the trades that happen at that level, at least the divergence trades, because I'm going to take the regular pullbacks anyway. But I do want to track that. Good morning, unequivocally me. I thought I was going to mess that up. Still early. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Oh, let me look at this. Okay, so those two don't count because we have rotation levels. Okay. So the trade that I lost, and once the market slows down a little bit, I'll show you guys the trade because I did show it on the stream when I first got on. But it looks like over the last, let's see, 8 weeks, it set up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times. With that specific volume pattern, it set up 3 times. And the first 2 times it won, and today it lost. So I'm not all the way sure yet if I can solidify a rule. For me, I just feel like if it set up 13 times and the other 10 times that it set up with different volume patterns, it won 9 and lost 1. That's a clear, we're cool with that volume pattern, right? But when out of the 13 times, 3 of the times is set up with a different volume pattern and we get 2 wins and a loss, that typically is a just set the rule to not take that volume pattern. That's just my thought process, because 3 times in 8 weeks is like, what's the point, you know? So yeah, we'll see. But I literally have it written down. Actually, it looks like I wrote it down on the 22nd. So last Monday, I think it looks like when I came in and like went through a little bit more than what I did on the 19th. So that trade is kind of up in the air. We'll see how I quantify it. But I'm pretty sure what's going to end up happening is the next time it sets up with that volume pattern, I'm going to sit out of it and just see what happens. Because if the next time I sit out of it, it's a win, then that would put it at 3 wins and a loss, which still is kind of sort of break even just a little bit. I mean, I would still be in profit, but it's just not as good as 9 wins and a loss. You get what I'm saying? So we'll see. Right now, I just have to be okay with the loss and we'll just go from there. So the way that we are just kind of sitting at this level, I'll go ahead and show you guys what the trade was. Since we are, all right, so don't pay attention to this zone. This zone was drawn way after, but I basically was getting into a regular pullback. It started with a higher low, lower low, higher low, and the pullback, my minor level was about here and it was a weak level. And so the volume pattern, like I said, is something that's only set up 3 times in the last 2 months, and it won 2, lost 1. So we'll have to see. But basically the indicator that I use, I tell you guys that I use a version of a half trend, which is the NinjaTrader solar wind indicator. And basically what it calculates is it calculates the number of ticks of each swing, whether it's a swing up or swing down. So what happens is if the, let's say here, well, no, that one's different. I'll just go back to that particular trade. So when a weak level shows up, essentially what it's saying is the number of ticks of this swing down, right? That was more than the number of ticks of this swing down. And I already know that because of the indicator that I use, of course, to count the bars. But because it's a half trend, it looks at it a little bit different. So it's basically just saying that this swing is much stronger than this swing is. And so whenever that happens, there's these little numbers on that indicator that shows me the step ladder number. And so basically the step ladder number of that swing is less than the previous one. And the market has to push quite a bit for the half trend to move, basically. So yeah, so that's why I treat the weak levels a little bit different. Like there's a certain volume pattern of the swings that have to happen. There's a certain volume pattern of the entry bar that needs to happen, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that that's just going to end up being a thing, but we'll see. All right, we're hitting the buy rotation level right here. Wait, did I lose? Oh, no. That's because it separated the contracts. So yeah, without that particular trade, that first account would basically, if I just had the 2 wins in there, the first account would be back to at least over $50,000 balance. I would still be missing a little bit of drawdown though, not much. But honestly, if that ended up being the case, I would have. So if I would have never taken the first trade and I won the first 2 trades, I probably would have just went back to one contract and said to hell with failing it by Wednesday, just because I would have been back at full balance and full drawdown. So we'll see how the rest of the day ends up. Because like I said last week, I'm so used to just going ahead and failing it. The one time where I was attempting to fail the account and got back to full balance and drawdown, then I didn't go ahead and just put another trade in to purposely fail it, because my thought process was, oh, we're back at full balance and full drawdown. However, that gave me 4 weeks to trade the account versus 3, because whenever my account renews, I don't trade it the first week. I only give myself 3 weeks to trade it. So because I ended up giving myself 4 weeks and I ended up failing the account at some point, because I'm pretty sure that when that happened, that was before I started trading or even putting this strategy together. Then it just ended up where it took longer for the account to come back. So like even the third account that's listed right now, technically I was supposed to start trading it next week because it renewed on the 25th. But like I told you guys, I'm feeling pretty confident in my strategy at this point. It's just a matter of like acting on it by taking every trade instead of sitting out. So I feel good enough about it to not wait the extra week. So we'll just see how that turns out. But we will see. All right, we are currently kind of sitting around the middle VWAP. This is the overnight low. my minor levels here as well as my major level as well. Like everything's just kind of sitting in the same spot right now. So yeah, just waiting. It's kind of like a little zone like that. So let's just see which way it breaks out and go from there. All right, let me type in chats. And all right, as it turns the chats down a little bit because last week I was rewatching one of my videos because I was trying to get a clip out of it because I thought I was going to create a reel out of it. And I was like, why does it sound like I have one of those police walkie-talkies? Like that's what it sounded like. And I realized that my microphone was just picking up the speaker of my computer, even though I feel like it's far enough away where it shouldn't. But I was so confused, super confused. So I wanted to make sure I turned it down just a bit, just a tad. But I do want to make sure I have the different streams open though. All right. I promise you, Amelia, I was like, first I downloaded, like I went to a website and like pulled the video off of YouTube, downloaded it that way because I wasn't recording my streams at the time, which I just started recording them maybe Thursday because I thought I was going to start making clips, but I don't know. It's probably part of my OCD. I can't stand like starting something in the middle of the week. That's why whenever I have an account that renews, I always start fresh on a Monday. I don't like start trading it in the middle of the week. It's weird. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, maybe this website has some like bug or something, because what the heck? So I'm sitting there listening and I'm like, man, what is this? So then I'm like, well, no, let me try something else. So then when I was listening to one of my playbacks from the actual recording, I said, it's still there. What is that? Then I realized, oh shoot, you do have different streams playing, and that's what it is. Like, what the heck? All right, so if this trade sets up again, I'm gonna sit out of it because, and actually I would be sitting out of it anyway, so never mind. I was gonna say I'm gonna sit out of it because of it being at this major resistance level, but it looks like it's something I would have been sitting out of anyway, so no biggie. No biggie. Now I do have to remember that the prior high is sitting behind that resistance level. I want to see how this trade ends up working out because I have a feeling that I might have to relook at the rules for this divergence just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. And I know I have those written down somewhere, so I'm gonna look that over. It might not be today, honestly. It'll probably be tomorrow by the time I look it over. So I'm cool with sitting out of them until then, but I might just end up looking at it a little bit later. I just know that I've been failing to write down like when I write down in my trade journal these particular divergences where it's a lower high, lower low to higher high versus like a lower high to a higher low, higher high, I've been failing to write that down when I'm writing the trades down, which is not good. But I've been forgetting to do that because it's very important in certain trades of this kind. So, let's see, 629. So it looks like that would have been invalidated no matter what. $381, 160. $277 or can we get the last push? It's quite a bit of seller pressure. All right. Well, we're at least break even. Oh, don't no-fill me. Oh no. Come on. Alright. Cause what was that? 227. All right, so I think I'm gonna slow down and change. Actually, no, I'm not. Because at the end of the day, what do I want to do? 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 I'm one of those people where I rather finish the day like I started, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to change my contract size on those accounts now because it's the middle of the day. I mean, the middle of the trading session. Because now I'm back to full drawdown. I'm back to a positive balance. Alright, I am going to change the size back to normal. I hope I don't regret that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then what's gonna happen is, oh, let me turn my copier back on. Yeah, what's gonna happen is I'll just do regular size to the rest of this session and tomorrow. See where the account is. I'm pretty sure that I'll just be okay with continuing on with the account where it is and not purposely failing it. tomorrow. Like I said, I'm feeling very confident in my strategy right now, so I'm okay with it. And then I'll just continue with regular size on the last account that's showing that renews on Sunday, because as long as I have a positive balance and my trailing drawdown, like my threshold, as long as I have close to the full drawdown, I'll be okay. I think. I think. My savior is streaming. Forgive me, I had to clown real quick. Apple Jacks. Maybe I need to open his stream too. You are so silly. Good morning, good morning. But yeah, y'all, I think that's how we're gonna do that. What is this big zone? Oh, is that the zone that I drew to look at the... Yeah. I didn't even take the breakout. Usually I've been taking the breakout on my sim account, but I didn't even do it. I forgot. I hope I don't regret reducing the size, but like I said, I don't think I will. I don't think I will, but we'll see. I'm real curious to see how that trade that the very first trade that I took that lost, I'm very curious to see how that volume pattern is going to work out long term. Like I said, I have a feeling that it's going to be one of those break even type of things, because there's actually probably one more place on my chart that I'm a little iffy on, just a little, and it's because over the last 8 weeks it's been kind of a break even type of thing. There's like 4 wins and 3 losses, one of which I think the last loss that I took on it was either Friday or Thursday, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Let me look at... Uh-oh, it's not what I wanted. Let's see... Break even... That might change things a little bit too. I was trying to look through at the times where the level was weak for the regular pullback, but I actually didn't even like, it didn't pull back to the level, but it still was a weak level. For a while I haven't been trading it at all, but I have a feeling that I kind of know the pattern that I can look for, so we'll see. We will see. This man has almost 10,000 people watching him. Oh, I forgot to. All right. I was about to say, do he not have a chat? Nope, he don't. He said, y'all don't get to talk in his stream. What's wrong with y'all? Now, having almost 10,000 people watching you, I probably wouldn't have a damn chat either. First of all, the chat would be moving so fast you can't see anything anyway. So yeah, you can watch, but you can't talk. You're listening to both. You go back and forth. I have it open, but I can't hear him. I tried watching his videos a couple of times because one of my trading buddies, he trades ICT concepts. And like he's someone that I talk to like on Discord almost every day. So I tried watching the videos before and I was like, my brain hurts. I think because I'm like such a get to the point, straightforward person, all the talking in circles and going on 20-minute rants while I'm trying to learn from you, I just can't. All right, I'm really wanting to see how this trade works out. You can see that it's divergence, but we are reacting off of the major resistance level, which I told you guys so far I don't, and there would have been the loss. I don't know if I want to do divergence on those levels at all. And there is one of the reasons why. So 99, literally I would have been wicked out to the tick. Do y'all know how mad I would be if I took that trade? Literally everything set up perfectly except that. So I think I'm gonna stick to, look, I only need to see things. I've already been iffy about it for so long, right? So I am someone, I only need to see it go against me a couple of times, no matter how many times I see it work out, which I feel like it doesn't work out well with the divergence. Now, last week I took a couple of regular pullbacks at the level and won them all. But it's those divergences that are like, mm-mm. And I feel like it's because you can't really get a consistent volume pattern to look for, mainly because it is reacting off this level. So a lot of times what'll happen is this volume pattern is only here because this major resistance level is here. Now, had it not been there and we only had the prior high that's sitting behind it, take the trade. I'm cool. But that, no. And maybe it would be that I need to look for a specific volume pattern for it. But I just feel like there's not very many divergence trades that happen there anyway. So why even care? I tell you guys all the time, I don't care about being able to take every single pullback that happens or every single divergence that happens. I just want to take the high quality setups that are based on consistent volume patterns that I see every single day in the market. That's all I care about. Good morning, Hus. Good morning. Yes, Rio, I am. I'm trying. I'm trying to make y'all proud and myself. But yes, just don't look at the inflated numbers. Look at the 250s. Those are the normal numbers. But I did go ahead and I changed the trade copier, so we're good there. What I really like about this copier is just how everything is just integrated into my tab instead of like having this extra window. And all this time I never had the size column on there because I was just trading with consistent size all the time. But basically where it says a one time right here, all I would do is just type 5 to multiply it by 5 or 2 to multiply it by 2. That's basically what I did today. And then I just took it out, and I can actually turn the size column off since I'm no longer using it. There's also a column that I don't have in there called fade, where like, oh, I want to take a buy on, my leader account, but I want the others to sell. There's a column for that. I don't have it turned on. So I really like the fact that with his copier, you can turn different columns on and off based on what you use. So again, prior to today, I never even had the size column on. I had to go back into the indicator settings to enable it because I've never used it. But even then, what he does is like there is at the bottom of the copier, it looks like this. So right now I have the size turned off because now I don't need it anymore since I did change it. But then if I ever want to start multiplying again, I can just turn the size back on. So it's pretty cool. I'm really, really enjoying his copier. And I feel like with his copier, I don't really see lag in entries at all or exits. I do not see any lag. Sometimes with the Apex copier, and it could be because I was on the older version of it, like before they started putting all these red flatten all buttons. I promise y'all, when I first upgraded to it and I saw all the red buttons, it gave me so much anxiety, I immediately downgraded. And so for a long time, I would tell people to download the old version of it, but because of the way they use a toolkit and not like a regular zip file that you can, unzip when you're importing into NinjaTrader, because you have to download it from the toolkit. Now that version is gone, that's what made me buy this copier, because at the time this copier was 40% off, and I'm like, I know at some point if I change devices or if I upgrade NinjaTrader and have to downgrade and I have to reinstall things, I'm going to be forced to be with this version of a trade copier that I do not like. I don't like having to learn the desync buttons. It's just too much. So I've been consistently using this one. I'm 1000% satisfied with it. And I would always recommend this one, honestly, over the Apex copier. Although I never had problems with the Apex copier like other people have, never ever had issues. But if I was going to refer someone to one, it would be this one for sure. All right, so because we changed biases to a downtrend here, but you can see we immediately rejected, right? And I actually could have taken this buy and took profit here for a 1-to-1. That's one of like I guess it is a 1-to-1. It's like a 33 stop loss for a 33 tick take profit. But I just forgot to take it, honestly. I forgot. But I am still wanting to look at the swings. Like this would have been a great swing entry. Now I wouldn't have set the take profit up here at the seller pressure level though, or down pressure level, because the middle VWAP's there and I always will take profit there. So with the middle VWAP being there, it would kind of be pointless to take, even though not necessarily. Let me see. How many ticks was the take profit? 36. So it would have still been a 1-to-1. I would have got 2 really good 1-to-1s right there. So that is something that I definitely want to start paying a little bit more attention to this week and taking it on sim And I can always just show you guys what the results are on sim, because at some point I am going to add that to my arsenal because it's what makes the most sense to do. So, let's see, 210. All right, this trade is about to invalidate itself pretty soon. And now it's invalid. But yeah, so definitely want to add that to my arsenal for sure. Am I unfunded? Not yet. Good morning, Lisa. You thought I was talking about Nutty Slap? Oh no, I have Nutty open as well. I have Husk, which is Harvey in here. I have a Husk Trader open. I have Methodical Man open, Alpine Trader, and Nutty Bar. Those are the 4 I typically have open every morning. And then I do have ICT's stream open just because I wanted to see the chat, but the chat's not even there. But no, Husk, I'm not unfunded yet. Not yet. I still haven't passed the second eval, so I was putting on the big size on the first account that's listed just because it needs to pass or fail by tomorrow. But now that I'm back at full drawdown and I'm up $500 on the accounts, it kind of makes no sense to continue with the big size, so we won't. Makes no sense to. So at this point, it's probably going to just be one of those where we just carry the balance forward, which I'm not going to lie to you guys, I have not done in a very long time. I'm always filling the account for renewal. So it's going to be pretty weird to not carry the balance forward, or to carry the balance forward. But that's all right. It's all right. I just cannot believe that I did not write that rule, solidify that rule in my freaking journal from 10 days ago. If I had that rule written down, I would have never taken that trade this morning. Never. And the crazy thing is, when I wrote it down, there had only been 1 setup at the time. Or was it 2? I think it was 2 setups, but I think I only wrote 1 of them down. I think I just completely disregarded the time that it set up the first week of March. But I think because it hadn't been setting up, I was like, we'll see. But why? It just caused an unnecessary loss today. That's the way I see it. That is the way I see it. There is a lot of consolidation here. A lot. We got a lot going on right here. Major level is at 892. The middle VWAP level is at 890. The overnight low is at 887.25. And then my minor level is at 885.75. So it's just a lot going on right here. It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, Nutty got some good cushion on those 3 accounts. I just went back into ICT's stream and I see on the caption it says something about people trying to keep up with the Joneses. All right, I'm gonna exit out of views because it's not even people talking. Yes, he is doing so well. I am so happy for him. Like, seeing people progress and evolve just makes me so happy. And then just the fact that, like, he got to this point because he was willing to be open-minded and change his trading style to be more of that of scalping. You know, he was kind of like me where I still have this mindset and I'm just going to keep this mindset unless this strategy does not work out. But you know, he kind of was inspired by Alpine to do more of scalping and to have the bigger stop loss. And, you know, him changing his mindset with it, it worked out for him. And I'm happy for him. To see someone get their first payout and it be $30,000, and then seeing the very following month them securing another, what did he secure, like another 14,000 maybe? Let me see if he has it on his stream. I don't remember. 18,000. To go from no payouts in a year to getting $48,000 in 2 months is insane. It's insane. Y'all, I smiled so hard when he made the video about his first payout. Like, I was just so genuinely happy for him. Are we coming up? All right, we're coming up on 10 o'clock. I'm going to count this bar as a VWAP touch because the close of the bar is 90.75 and the VWAP is at 90.86. So I like to round down or up one tick, so that would technically be 90.75. So we'll treat that as such. And it didn't even matter where it was right there. Okay, I was actually hoping for that to push down further so that it would invalidate the buy, only because I had no problem taking the buy initially, but with it starting with the double bottom, I don't really know if I ever paid attention to how that particular trade works out. It basically would have been a rotation over my major level at 892. So the volume pattern that I was looking for would have been just fine, but that double bottom start, I don't know. I wasn't really worried about the rotation over the VWAP or any of that stuff, but it invalidated itself, so we're good here. Yeah, it was a big payout. It was. I was just telling my mom over the weekend how I'm pretty sure I had this conversation on stream before, but I think I did. But I know I was talking to my trading buddy about it. But I was telling my mom that one of the things that has kept me like grounded and kept me motivated during this process of putting this strategy together, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, had I still been working as a nurse, had I still had my business open, I would have probably quit by now. I would have. But what's kind of kept me motivated is just knowing that my last job, I was getting paid over $40 an hour as a PRN agency nurse. I have not worked full-time. I worked full-time my very first year as a nurse, and then for like the 6 months that I did travel nursing, and like maybe a couple of months, not even that, on top of that, from when I was trying to finish like my debt-free journey, I was like, shoot, we just gonna work a little bit more so we can get this thing done. But I was telling her that, you know, when you calculate how much that is for full-time as a nurse, that's a little over $80,000 a year, right? Which is great money, especially I live in a low cost of living area, so $80,000 is a lot, okay? But for that to be what my salary would be 12 years in the game, that's not a lot to me. So, but when you look at it from a trading perspective, right? To know that I could have 20 50K accounts, which would not happen because I do have 25Ks in there, but let's just hypothetically speaking, to know that I can have 20 50K accounts and get a payout 2 times and make in 2 payouts what I would make in a whole year of nursing is crazy. Like, how could you give up? And then the fact that you have so many people that you can interact with on a daily basis who are getting those type of payouts, or at least the $10,000, every 2 weeks. It's crazy to me. How could I go back? And then to put it all into perspective, right? A nursing shift for me, like a nursing shift is technically 12 and a half hours, but I was never out in 12 and a half hours. I was more so out in like 13, almost 13 and a half, right? I only trade 12 and a half hours a week. What? So to know that I can make that kind of money is insane. And I just can't give up at this point because I would be doing myself a disservice. I would. All right, let's see if we can actually push out of the zone finally, because that was a miss. Like, we literally, what time did we reject this? I can't even see. I might have to look on my own chart. So we rejected the trend change at 9:39, and it took us all the way until now to finally at least attempt to push through it. So because I still have not had a pullback that closed below the zone, I'm still not going to take this pullback down because it's still technically a rejected area. See, this bar would close inside the zone, so Now, if we had already had some structure down here and then we came up and did it, fine, but no. All right, so and it looks like I don't even think I would have gotten filled on it, but it definitely was a win, but I don't think I would have gotten filled on. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's a little bit different. I don't all the way know how I feel about this, but we'll chance it. We could push through my minor level and not reject at it. Or we might reject at it. Oh, actually, I have to break even, guys. Oh, shoot. Almost missed that. Had to break even because the zigzag changed to green and I wanted it to stay red. Oh, well, we won anyway, but I almost missed that. And I would have been mad if it rejected and pushed down and I lost and I forgot to break even. I almost didn't even see the zigzag change, honestly. I was too busy looking at how it was rejecting off of my minor level right there. So I almost missed it. But yeah, so this type of divergence, I've been like, I just really kind of, I wouldn't say changed the volume requirements, but I kind of did. So, yeah, there was more volume in this swing than that one. And so typically, if it's reacting off of a level, I just go ahead and take the trades. did get a zigzag change, so we could reject here. Come on, give me one more tick, or 2 more ticks. Come on. The only thing is with us kind of being at the bottom of this zone, it's like, eh. I don't think we're going to be able to push through. Everything else about the trade was great except us being at the bottom of this zone. That sucks. Well, we were on a good run. That's all good though. That's literally the only thing. And actually, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I should have broken even. Y'all see how we rejected off of this yellow line? I should have broken even because that was where my minor level changed from an uptrend to a downtrend. So technically I probably should have broken even. I know I do that on divergence. I don't know if I ever really do it on this setup though. I don't know. I don't pay attention, so I'm gonna have to start paying attention to that, because basically, you know, this is kind of like trying to change the minor trend from a downtrend to an uptrend. So it's trying to get back into the zone that changed it to a downtrend to begin with, so there can be resistance there. That's why if I'm in like a counter trend divergence trade, I absolutely break even when it's trying to get back into that zone. But like I said, I really feel like this trade was just because we're at the bottom of this zone for real. But I was hoping that we were going to use that as support. So, but as you guys can see, the trade ended up working out. Let me see, 70, 50. I literally was stopped out to the tick. Open of the bar 70.50. Low is 70.25. Yeah, I was stopped out to the tick, which sucks. That's all right. That is all right. So that's like the only thing that I could see with this trade is really this. It's either this or trying to get back into the zone. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them. So I've taken 7 trades. There should be 5 wins and 2 losses in there. I did have one trade, if I'm not mistaken, that I didn't get filled on the entry. Got 45 minutes left. Oh, we got his payout. I just really don't like how we're still playing around this level. I mean, especially because we attempted to have the first pullback, but that's not even a valid pullback yet. It just seems like it's, I mean, we immediately went right back into the zone. So it's like it's trying to resist this continuing a downtrend. Oh, that 5-minute chart is ugly. Good morning, David. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. still don't know about this. Still don't know. But I can definitely say that first loss, I'm just gonna go ahead and make the rule for it now. And then what I'll do is, if it sets up more over the next couple of weeks, I'll just write it down in my did not take column and just track it from there. I'll probably make a note on my cheat sheet to make sure I track it. Really want to see us kind of get away from here. I mean, it's obvious that we're attempting to just reject and create the uptrend. With the initial rejection here, then we rejected again, then we came here, pushed through the zone, and went right back to it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we break this level and change the bias to an uptrend. This trade right here, I probably could have taken. I still don't think I would have been filled though. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think I would have gotten filled on it though. Plus, like I told y'all, because we hadn't broken the zone yet, I didn't really feel comfortable taking it. So I won't even write that one down when I journal today. Just because historically speaking, until we have a true break of the zone, I shouldn't take that first pullback of the break or the attempted break. I wanted to make sure I didn't read that wrong, because even if it would have lost, I still want to make sure, like I said, I take every trade, but that was not a valid trade right there. Nope. I was looking for the sale, but it didn't set up how I wanted it to. And it looks like I wouldn't have gotten filled. And because of that, we just hit can't see it, but then it painted a new rotation level while in the trade. So I would have tried to break even, but I would have never gotten filled beforehand. So I would have just taken the order off anyway. Just a lot of back and forth and back and forth. I just attempted the breakout on my sim account. So if you heard a stop fill, that's what it was. I didn't take anything on my actual accounts. This consolidation is nasty. I'm really just looking for the break up here, if we can get up there and break. Or we need to break down below like 869. Either one. That barely invalidated itself. I didn't really want to take it, so I'm glad that it did invalidate itself. It's just so much consolidation, but my strategy typically still works out. Like if the setup happens even when it looks ugly like this, it typically will still work out. But I was hoping that it just didn't work out. I'd rather see us just clear one of these two zones on either side and just go. It's very interesting seeing, like, looking at the 5-minute chart and seeing how much it's wicking on the bottom of these candles. And like, I drew this zone at 939. So, you know, sometimes people think that because you're trading Renko charts and you're so zoomed in that you can't see the overall picture. And I just feel like if you have certain levels that you look for, like how I draw my zones and stuff, it still typically works out. Even though I'm super zoomed in because all I care about is 18 ticks, I can see how heavy this support level is. And I saw it at the, like, right before the end of the 940 candle. So to see it, you know, price react on a 5-minute chart off of this level for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars. This is like the 8th kinda. It's pretty crazy. I really just want to see us break 871 and just go. I mean, we have a, is this a VWAP here? Yeah, we got the first lower deviation level on the VWAP. The current open is there. But besides that, there's nothing down there except the middle pivot level, which is at 843. So we got kind of a little bit of room to move. It's like 20 points before it hits another level if I don't count here. So there's a little room to work. And then the session low is at 830. I meant evaluation. What did I say? Online safety. I don't remember what I said. What'd I say? I gotta look at this because this is something that I changed my rules for. $454, $479. And we're rejecting again. We are rejecting again. Am I surprised? No. Not at all. Not surprised at all. We have been holding this level for almost an entire hour. Very interesting. This is a 50% fib level on the 5-minute chart as well. You draw the fib going up from here to there. Literally the bottom of my zone that I drew on 16 tick wrinkles is the 50% level on the 5-minute chart. How interesting. I think it's literally the exact same price. Let me see. Low at 30. High of this is 1650. So the 50% level is at 873.25. And the bottom of my zone, it's at 72.75. So what, 2 ticks off? So that's pretty precise. It's pretty precise. We got 30 minutes left in the session. Pour me some more water. So you know what? Let me log in. I'm pretty sure I already have, well, not on the account that just started today, but pretty sure the other one has eval charts, 7 days. Yeah, so all of my accounts, besides of course the account I started today, have over 7 trading days. So even though the 1-day pass is up tomorrow, so you have to pass your account by market close tomorrow in order for you to be able to take advantage of the 1-day pass. Please remember, it's not a 1-day pass account, meaning if you pass it in a week because you bought it during the promo, you could still pass. You can't do that. So yeah, even though it's over tomorrow, I'm not pushing it on any of these. You guys know I trade my evals like I would trade a PA, so I'm not worried about missing out on the promo, because with the 3 remaining accounts, I'm past 7 trading days anyway, so it's really not a big deal. I mean, initially I was wanting to try to reach the I wanted to reach the 15th to 20th payout. I don't know if I'm gonna get there. I would need to start trading one of the PAs by next Monday. Well, trading the PAs, because I'm not just gonna trade one if I pass the next eval. But basically, the 25K that I started last week is gonna be, or I guess it was 2 weeks ago, would be the closest eval for me to pass to try to get there. Because if I pass that this week, I am going to start trading PAs next week. So we'll see. Do we have a clear of the zone? Yeah. All right. Let's try this again, I guess. Let's try this again. See if we're gonna get a push through this time, a real push through, and not just a huge wick. Are these 25 or 50K accounts? So the first account and last account that are listed are 50Ks, and the middle 2 are 25K. So I have a 25K PA that I've never traded, and then I have 2 25K evals and 2 50K evals. And the only reason I have as many evals as I have is because in the process of me putting my strategy together, you know, of course, in the beginning, you're blowing accounts faster, and because I don't pay for resets, it made the most sense for me to just have 4 accounts that all renewed 1 week apart. The 5th account that's in there is the second 50K, and I only did that because at one point, even my 50K wasn't lasting the whole 3 weeks that I would give myself to trade it, since I don't trade the first week after renewal. So it's like, okay, well, I need another 50K that gives me a little bit more, you know, wiggle room here. So, yeah. The first account that's listed renews on Wednesday, so that's why I 5 times the contracts today. Okay, I can't take that. So yeah, 5 times the contracts, but then after a certain point, I just went ahead back down to 1 contract, and then the 4th account that's listed, the other 50K account, that renews on Sunday. So I was just doubling the contracts for that particular one. But now I'm just using 1 contract for that one too, because it kind of, at this point, they're both, the balances are over $500 in profit, and I got $2,300 in drawdown left. So before, if I didn't like all the way pass it, I would just all the way fail it. But now, because I'm so confident in my strategy, it's just a matter of me just taking the freaking trades and stop sitting out of it, stop second guessing. Just, you know, if losses happen, sure, we can always just go back and see if there's anything that needs to change. But yeah, the biggest thing for me is just taking the freaking trades for real, for real. More than 349. But yeah, since I'm feeling pretty confident in the strategy, I don't know if I want to take that like that, because would that be the first divergence? Yeah, it would. All right. So this is like the first divergence off the bottom of the zone, and I typically try to trade with a different volume requirement, because all the other times we didn't create divergence off the bottom. This would be the first time. I'm trying to scroll back and make sure. Yeah, that would be the first time. So I don't want to, I want a specific volume pattern for it if I do take it. $473. But yeah, so I think this renewal process, I'm just gonna let the balance carry over. Just go from there, really. 349, 473. I'm still like up in the air as far as once I cycle the rest of these 4 evals and, you know, convert them to PAs. I don't know which I'm going to continue with, 25Ks or 50s, or if I'm going to mix them, because getting payouts from 25K accounts is what, a max of $60,000 a month until you reach, you know, your 4th withdrawal month. But then for 50K accounts, that's $80,000. So you would be missing out on $20,000, which is a lot. So I think I am okay with at least keeping the 3 25Ks that I have right now. And then I'll probably will continue on with 50Ks, because based on historical data that I have so far with my strategy, I should be able to reach payout every 2 weeks no matter what. Again, as long as I'm trading the way I'm supposed to and I'm not sitting out of a bunch of trades, I'm not making a whole bunch of mistakes. I do have a little bit of room for error, because some weeks, of course, have way more volatility than others. Like I told you guys at the beginning of the stream, the biggest thing that I've seen is that the week before FOMC are the best weeks as far as volatility and volume for my strategy. And then the week of FOMC, it's kind of like not really. Now granted, I know in the backtest data that I have so far, the week of FOMC, there are trades that are missing because I have added a couple of setups, like the alternate divergence that happens off of a new session high or low. I don't have a lot of data with that, because at one point I was like, I'm not taking it at all. But after seeing it set up so much and seeing so many wins and break evens, but not very many losses, I'm like, wait, we gotta quantify this, because I'm missing out on money for literally no reason. So we'll kind of see how this week goes, but I definitely should be able to reach payout every 2 weeks no matter what on a 50K. So we'll kind of see. 349. No. 448, 473. See if we got enough steam. I didn't think we would. It's kind of hard taking the divergence trades after 10:30, which kind of sucks. 448, 340. Kind of sucks, but I don't have a rule to not do it. So y'all know how I am. I just gotta take every trade. Whatever happens, happens. Is my copier off? No. Uh-oh. Why do I feel like the last trade didn't even trigger on the followers? I don't even know. Let's see, 440. I'm still kind of on the I don't want to trade after 10:30 tip, but we'll see long term. But I'm like getting real close to not. Like I said, some weeks I just have so many setups after 10:30 that work out that I would hate to miss out on extra money. But then like days like today, it's like, why would I even put myself through this? 448. All right, that trade invalidated itself. I gotta go into my trade performance because I feel like the last trade did not go on the followers. I mean, I guess I'm happy because I didn't have an extra loss, but I wonder why that happened because my trade copier is on. I'm not really sure. $22. Oh, that's why. I'm slow. All right. My trade copier is on. The problem is when I took that breakout trade on my sim account and I switched back to my eval, I switched back to the wrong one. It wasn't the leader account. So that's why. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it ended up working out. I lost less money than I had to. I was so confused at first. Yeah, it's really nothing I could do about this trade. I mean, you guys can see I was right. I just have that tight stop loss, so I got wicked out right there. I would have much rather us at least been able to get up here, because if we would have got here, I would have broken even, and then if it would have reversed, it would have just been whatever, just because that new rotation level was right there. But maybe what I will do today is just look at the divergence trades that happen after 10:30, because maybe it'll be something where I continue trading after 10:30, just not divergence trades. That's probably what it's going to end up being, because with me trading more volume based, and the volume drying up significantly after 10, but really after 10:30, it could just be that for divergence plays there's just not enough volume to push the counter trend moves, which would be fine. So I probably will look at that today, because that is something that will affect me on a day-to-day basis. So I'll just have to track that. I won't track anything else except divergence. That's it, because everything about that trade set up the way I wanted it to. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to. And it also could be something where I might go back and look at these trades going back, like the first push going back towards the bias change zone. Because like I said, I have a specific volume pattern that I look for with that, but it might just be that I don't want to trade it at all anymore. Maybe I have enough data where it's like a break even type of thing and I just didn't know because I haven't been paying attention to it because it doesn't happen that much. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I think I will look at that. I already looked at the trade that was the first loss, and I know how I'm gonna trade that from now on for sure. All right, we're just pushing big time. All right, we got 15 minutes left. I'm not interested in this sale. I mean, although the swings are huge, which I'm not worried about that part. This is just a divergence play. My bias is still a downtrend until we clear this zone, but it's just not the volume that I'm looking for. Volume pattern. I can clear that since the zone did change. And I can see if this pushes down. Push too far down. All right, let me go back to looking at it's equal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that volume pattern from that right there. And I just realized, have y'all not been able to see my trades all this time? Oh no. I thought y'all weren't able to see the trades because this trade is not here, but I forgot I took it on the wrong account. Well, I didn't take it on the leader account, which is what this chart is. I forgot that fast. All right. Honestly, I highly doubt I get another trade in the next 13 minutes, but we'll see. I do want to write in my journal because I know I'm not going to immediately look at that divergence, that loss. I'm not gonna look at it immediately, but I do want to look at it today. All right, so but I do want to look at it, and then I need to write down. So I got like 2 things I want to look over today. That's not bad. And honestly, every day last week was probably only a couple of things. There was a couple of days where I might have looked over like 4 things, but for the most part, it was usually like 1 or 2 things that I was looking at. Again, minor stuff. Minor things from a day-to-day perspective because they don't set up a whole lot. And most of my focus has been on the setups that happen practically every day or multiple times, you know, a week, like 5+ times a week, 5 to 10. So it's crazy because most of the things that I've been looking over, for the most part, they were things that like set up maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that, where I just wasn't paying attention to it. There was a couple of things I did review where it does set up often, but I just didn't pay attention to it at the time. Thought I liked one volume pattern. After you collect more data, you realize, no, you need to restrict that a little bit. You're a little too loose with that. Okay. Wasn't double top middle right? No, it wasn't. All right, yeah. So I'll just look over those 2 things. No biggie. No biggie. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This trade that's setting up is valid, I think. Pretty sure. But I don't know how I feel about it attempting to push through this level. So I'm gonna sit out of it. I know I said I was gonna stop sitting out of trades, but we've just been consolidating so much and we're at such a weird area right now that based on how my levels are looking, I don't really feel, and actually no, I wouldn't take it anyway. So scratch that. We wouldn't take it anyway. It's reacting right now. It's trying to push off of my minor level at 873. But because of where my levels are right now, if I do take trades like pullbacks going in an uptrend right now, buy pullbacks, it cannot touch my minor level at all. And it's rotating over it actually. So yeah, that invalidated it, and I'm glad I just thought it through before taking it, and now the volume just invalidated itself anyway. So even better. I tell you guys all the time, I like when the trades invalidate themselves and I don't have to make a decision, especially when it's like really weird how the chart looks at the time. We got 7 minutes left. Excuse me. Yeah, we're definitely in a super weird area. Like super weird. I'm actually surprised I had as many trades as I did. I mean, granted, 7 trades, 1 of them for sure will now be invalidated, so 6, and then depending on how that divergence trade looks after I go back and review all the times that it's set up in the last 8 weeks, that might end up being an invalid trade as well. So I guess that would put me at 5 trades. Not a whole lot, but I'm still surprised that I had that many, to be honest, especially when the price action looks like this. It doesn't even look tradable, but that's also why I don't trade time-based charts. Okay. This is so weird. Did that invalidate itself? 326. Yep. It sure did. I will low-key be mad if I lose this trade because I kind of didn't want to take any more trades, but it's set up, so I kind of have to. But that will low-key make me mad if it loses. Because I don't like ending with losses. That sucks. Make sure it's the volume pattern I was looking for, so whatever. 270. Come on, baby. You could do it. One more tick, please. I beg of you. I'm going to break even because we did just hit the overnight low, which the bottom of it could be a resistance level. I don't normally do that, but the way that the volume has been looking after 10:30, I bet you it's about to just push through. And I'm gonna be mad at myself for doing it, but I really just didn't want to take any more trades. So if it pushes through, I'll kick myself for breaking even, but because I do not have any rules to break even there. My break even would have more so been the middle VWAP level, but I don't know. The way this looked on the way up, I was already in the trade for over a minute, which I do not like. It's gonna push through, right? I only needed one more tick for the stop loss to move to break even. It still hasn't gone that one extra tick. I needed to get up to 87.50. I'm gonna kick myself in the foot. Y'all, don't be like me. Do as I say, not as I do. Do as I say and not as I do. Literally was the perfect setup. I was looking for it and nothing invalidated it but myself. But this is why I created a strategy with very clear rules, because for me, any strategy where I have to like have some kind of, I wouldn't say discernment, but I have to like analyze too much, no bueno. Because I will do that on every single trade. Again, I would have manually broken even once it hit the VWAP, but it pushed right through it. It didn't reverse when it hit it. Now, if this was the overnight high, absolutely. But with it being the low, I didn't have to break even, but it could technically be a resistance level since we're on the bottom of it. And because we pushed down off of it, I was like, oh, let's just go ahead and break even. But she didn't have to. There was so much confluence here for me to just stay in the trade. The volume was correct. You guys can see that we rotated over this support, well, resistance turn support. We also were rotating over the buy rotation level. So legit, there was every confluence you could possibly think of. But with the zigzag changing, which I don't break even because of that anymore. But with that, volume being so dry, just don't do what I do. Rio, you have a great day as well. All right, so let me show you guys the accounts. Feel pretty good about today. Let me turn the copier off and unlock it and put everything, all the account numbers in order. Why did I do that? I legit would have had like almost been back to my full drawdown on the 250Ks. All right, so this is where the accounts are. Had an amazing day, minus me being stupid and not staying in that last trade, but you know, whatever. The good thing is I did not sit out of any trades that were valid, which I told you guys in the beginning, that is my main focus for this week, because when I review every week and I see what my profit and loss could have been, like even, okay, let's keep the the mistakes that I make and stuff like that. If I just take every trade, I would have ended up positive. Like, and I think I was up like $16 last week on one account and only down less than $25 on the other two, but it didn't have to be that way if I just took every trade. So I did take every trade. I was stupid and I got out of one of them early for no reason. Like I said, the very first trade that I lost, that one is now invalidated, so it is what it is, and that's okay. So it looks like, and let me not use that one. Let me use, no. Okay, wait. 21? No, 21 is what I was multiplying. Which account was I not multiplying? Oh, that's what it is. All right. So I took 8 trades today. Well, technically 9. And let's see, I won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I won 5 trades, lost 3, and broke even on 1. So not a bad day whatsoever. At least one of the losses will definitely be mitigated. And then the second one, the third loss probably will be mitigated as well after I go through the data. But this is where we are heading into tomorrow. Like I said, even though this account renews on Wednesday, I am likely going to just keep trading it. I'm not going to purposely fail it for the free reset on renewal. It kind of makes no sense to. I almost have full drawdown. Now going into tomorrow for both the number 17 and number 22 accounts, I am going to just continue with one contract. I only put 5 times the contracts initially on this one and 2 times the contracts initially on this one because the renewals were coming up. But based on the balances and stuff, I can just go with one contract and we'll just be okay with carrying a balance into renewal versus getting a free reset. So yeah, that's where we are. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you, Amelia. I hope you guys have a great day. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.